Alright, in this video I want to talk about Hanukkah. And the reason why I want to talk about Hanukkah is because a lot of you aren't really paying attention. Because there's a lot of people who are looking for the rapture. And they're listening to a lot of these people talk about the rapture and being on these possible days. One of the biggest ones is one of my favorites, Barry. I enjoy his videos. You learn a lot about the feast days and what have you from his videos, talking about how each one could potentially be a rapture. And recently he made one about Hanukkah and how the first day of Hanukkah happens to land on Christmas and New Year's lands on the 8th day of Hanukkah. And that's all fine and dandy, and it sounds wonderful, but it's not actually the truth. You see, there's been people like myself who have told everybody that Israel, the Jews, are a month early because the sun stayed in the constellation of Virgo for 2 months. It's not just about when you see the new moon, it's when you see the new moon and the sun has changed to the next constellation that now you have gone to the next month. And this is why there's a mix-up in the calendar and why they have to add a month here and there, is because they focus just on the moon and not also on the sun. And to add a second witness, I would bring up my man Ricardo Garcia, who makes his videos in both Portuguese and English. I suggest checking him out. He has really good content. And he was saying the same thing that I was saying about where the sun was, that it's a month early. I believe another one who was saying it, don't quote me on this, I believe Jason Blood Church was also pointing out how the sun has to move into the scales, the weighing the balances scales, before you get to that 7th month to actually celebrate the Feast of Trumpets, Atonement, and Tabernacles. And a lot of people listened to him for a second, but then just kind of forgot about it. But in Barry's all recent video, he talked about how the feast days point to a birth. And he told you how he was wrong right to our faces. And we didn't notice. Because he was talking about how Passover would be at the conception. And then 9 months, 10 days later, or about 40 weeks later, when you would have the birth, you come to Hanukkah. Except this year's Hanukkah that was celebrated, I believe today's the 8th day of Hanukkah, is actually celebrated 8 months and about 10 days later. So it's a month early, showing again another witness that everybody's off here, right? And this might be why it's on a day when no one expects, because Passover was on, I believe, the 22nd of April this past year, 2024. So let's just take a look at that. We got April. So May would be the first month. June, July, August, September, October, November, December is the 8th month. January, 9 months later. So around the 22nd-ish of January would be about 9 months. And then 10 days would be right at the beginning of February. But Ricardo Garcia went into his little app there, or his this webpage here, to put 40 weeks from Passover. Actually lands on the Tuesday, the 28th of January, 2025. And that's when Hanukkah is, the actual true Hanukkah. And that's when we would be looking for an Enoch or Hanuk, the dedicated, being taken up. Not necessarily on that day, since tradition, if it's correct, has Enoch taken up on the 7th day of Hanukkah. So 7 days from the 28th. So we'll guesstimate there, because we don't know if we count the 28th or the next day. So let's just count the 28th as the first day. You get the 29th of January, the 30th, the 31st, so 4 days. Then the 1st, 2nd, 3rd of February. So around the 3rd of February would actually be the 7th day of Hanukkah. But who knows? Maybe it's on the 8th day. So the 3rd, 4th of February. Maybe it's somewhere in between there, the 28th and 4th of February, true Hanukkah. Maybe it's sometime there that the festival of lights, or the feast of lights, and the church is supposed to be filled with the Holy Spirit, and the Holy Spirit gives the light, and is supposed to be the light of the world. And that could be the day. I wanted to make this video because I believe in my last video where I talked about Hanukkah, I forgot to mention that it's a month early, and I tried to put it into the description box, but I know everybody doesn't always look at the description box, so I wanted to make this quick video to say Hanukkah hasn't happened yet. Right? It's off. 9 months, 10 days, or about 40 weeks later brings us to the end of January, beginning of February for the actual Hanukkah, and to line up with the pregnancy like people like Burial have been bringing up. So don't lose hope yet that we're going here soon. Seems very soon. And soon after, Trump is inaugurated. And I'm pretty sure a lot of crazy things are going to happen, as they've already been happening in the skies. So keep looking up. I know there's been a lot of fog in some places. It has been here. But keep looking up. It's right around the corner. And God willing, this is when we go. I really hope so. And I hope you hope so. But I got a couple other videos I want to do. So thanks for watching. Thanks for your prayers, for your likes, your shares, and subscribing, and commenting, interacting with my videos. Even some people doing video responses, what I'm going to check out in a minute here. And also for financial support, that this can keep going, since my wife passed and now finances changing. I started to actually bring up asking for support. Somebody mentioned if I had Venmo, and I was like, no. So I'm going to look at that, and even Cash App, if people like using that. I think I'm going to make a video talking about those things for anybody who would like to support, but they could only do so through certain means. So I'll see what I can do there, because I need what I need to keep this going, right? And hopefully it's only for another couple of months here, and that would be nice. But with all that being said, I hope this keeps the hope alive. I don't want to give you a false hope, but the Deagle report did say, by 2025, so before 2026, there's a great decline in the population of the world, and a big chunk of it missing comes from the United States. So yeah, that's something to think about. So thanks again for watching. Take care. Stay tuned for the next one.